Welcome back. So far, we've only looked at the data from January 2020, similar to the CSV files. I partitioned the data for Parquet into folders as well. So you've got the folder within the folder. Similar to what we did for the CSV files, you can also read from folders and set folders. Additionally, you can use the file metadata function, such as file, name, and file. However, as we've already done this, I would encourage you to practice it yourself and consider it an assignment. So I would like you to do these 4 things. The first one is to query from folders using wildcard characters. For the file name, you can use a wildcard character. For example, you could use *.parquet. You can use file name functions to retrieve the corresponding file names for the data records, query from subfolders, and utilize the file path function to select specific partitions, thereby pruning unnecessary partitions rather than reading all of them. Good luck with the assignment. Please return to the video if you encounter any difficulties, and I'll demonstrate the solutions for these tasks. Welcome back. Here's all my solutions. The first one is to query using wildcard characters. So I've chosen to query the Parquet file using the wildcard character. So I've specified *.parquet. And to get the file name, I've used the file name function here, so that will be the trip data, which is the alias for the open row set output and .file name. And that gives me the file name back. So let me run that through. And as you can see here, I've got the file names now. So that's that very long Parquet file name here. And the next one is to query from subfolder. So as we know, in order to query from subfolders, we need to use the double stars. So I chose to query all of the data. So that is from the trip data, green Parquet folder itself rather than any of the years. And this query will query all of the data from the green Parquet folder, and it'll recursively query each of the folders underneath that as well. For example, it'll go into the year 2020 and then it will go further into the month folders as well. Similarly, we do the same thing for the year 2021 and the month folder as well. So let me run that through. And I've got the outputs here. You will be able to see all of the data as well. So you can do a count on each of the months to get the year and the month as you need. So that's kind of what I've done here. So on the 4th one, the requirement is to use the file part to target partitions. So I have used file paths to target the year 2020 06 or 07 or 08 partitions. And also, I've done a count from each of those years and months. So let's run that through. And that should give us that accounts for the 3 months. So that's what's happened here. But in this case, as we know, in order to use the file part with the parameters, we need to have wildcards. So we got the wildcard on the year, month, and in the file name. So to get the year, you should use file path 1, and for the month you should use file path 2 as parameter. And if you needed the file name, you would do the file path 3 as parameter, which I didn't do. So that's everything. As you can see, it's very similar to what we did for the CSV files. There is no difference between whether you're using CSV or Parquet. Traversing through folder structure is exactly the same, but in serverless SQL. So that's the end of this session. I'll see you in the next one.